All right, guys and girls, today we are talking about basic field stripping for maintenance and cleaning of the new Smith & Wesson M&P Shield X. For those of you unfamiliar, hey, I'm not really sure why you're watching the video, but it is a 15-round capacity, slimline style pistol from Smith & Wesson. Think of it like a Sig Sauer X Macro, but made by Smith & Wesson. Price tag's coming in a couple hundred less. Feels good in the hands, but this is not a review video. Let's get right down to it. How do we take this thing apart? So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a full safety check. Make sure this thing is completely unloaded. So magazine release on the left side of the trigger guard, push it in. We're going to check multiple times on the chamber. We're going to lock that slide to the rear. Just as always, we're going to use this slide stop lever, put some upwards pressure as we reach across, grab the slide, pull it back until that slide stop lever jumps its way up into that notch. Check the chamber is completely clear and empty. Fantastic. Let's get going. Now to remove the slide from the frame, the way that I always came up doing it was we would take this takedown lever right here and move it from the 3 o'clock position straight down to the 6 o'clock position. We've talked in other videos about how most guns are going to fall into the category of being a takedown lever disassembly or a pull tab disassembly, kind of like a Glock. Now at this point, this is where there is some debate. Smith & Wesson does not want you to send the slide forward and press the trigger to pop the slide off, although that does indeed work, but they say that is not the ideal way to do it. So let's talk about how Smith & Wesson wants you to do this. Once you've locked the slide open, again, putting upwards pressure on that slide stop lever, pulling back on the slide, and then releasing that upwards pressure to lock it to the rear, inside here, and it's very hard to see on this video, there is a little tiny, that little light yellow guy right there. And what they want you to do is actually move that thing forward. So what we need to do that is a small little screwdriver, or because I didn't have my screwdriver handy, anything that can get down in there. And what we're going to do is actually move this lever forward. So it looks like so. So it's sticking out into the mag well. That's what you want to see there. At this point in time, you can take that same takedown lever, move it from the 3 to the 6 o'clock position. Then we're going to pull back on the slide. I'm going to do it wonky for this video so you can see what the heck's happening. Pull onto the slide. This is the only time I'll tell you to do this. Hold it as you ease it forward, because we do not need to press the trigger in order for that bad boy to slide off just like that. Now, once we've got the slide off of the frame, that's all we're going to be doing with the frame for now, so we can set that to the side. For the slide, inside the slide, just as usual, we have our guide rod inside of our recoil spring, and then underneath there we have the barrel. So to remove that recoil spring, we're going to get our finger on the front, compress and lift, and it'll come out just like so. And then for the barrel, we're basically just going to lift from underneath. If you look at the barrel from this side, we're going to push up. We're going to see those guys come out. We're going to push forward and then lift up and out. Easy as that. There really should not be any strength involved in this. If at any point in time you're trying to get one of these pieces out and you are having to crank on it, something is misaligned, something's not quite right. Put it back how you found it, restart the process. From here, we're going to clean this bad boy just how we've done in every other video we've put together, and you can see a lot more details on those over there. This is really about the field stripping and getting this thing back together. So again, we're going to wipe down all of our parts. We're going to leave a little bit of oil. This is a great example of the sheen, the shine that we should leave behind when we oil. We don't want to leave a puddle, but we do not want to leave it bone dry. So let's talk about getting this thing back together. Here's a real easy view of what we were talking about earlier. That is that little lever that we moved into that position. It tucks itself back up inside like so, but we're going to leave it right now in the down position so we can reassemble this thing. So first things first, we're going to put our slide back together. Take your slide, barrel in first. Now, as we put this barrel back inside, it should never, perfect example. This now is stuck. Putting a barrel back in a slide never requires brute force. If it gets stuck, do not force it. We need to back it out, get it aligned properly. It should just glide right in like so. Perfect. Now, the colored side is going to go forward. That's where your barrel came out. That is where your recoil spring is going in. When we put it in, we're going to compress it down, make sure that it doesn't move easily on its own. It's roughly parallel to the rest of the slide, rather. Now, we're going to line up these wings with these cutouts on the back of the slide. Right? A lot of people try to put it back together like so. We're going to start here, right there. At this point, we still want this little yellow guy forward. We're going to slide. And if it doesn't go back super easy, just give it some wiggles and some light pressure. When it gets back to about here, we're going to have to start pushing up on that slide stop because we need to lock it open immediately. So push up on that slide stop, grab your slide, pull back until it locks open. When these guns are brand new, they are tight. Now, you need to get back in there and put that little yellow guy back into his spot. So grab your small screwdriver, in this case, your redneck variation, push that back into place, flip your takedown lever back to your 3 o'clock, and then send your slide forward. All right? Reinsert your empty magazine if you like. And you have field stripped and reassembled the new Smith & Wesson M&P Shield X. Seems like a really great gun. Excited to get it out there and try shooting it. Seems like it could be a really interesting option for concealed carry. Stay tuned for more of that, guys. As always, stay smart, stay safe, never stop improving, and I'll talk to you guys soon.